Think about a city floating on water, where over 4,000 people live, moving smoothly over the blue sea. Hello friends, welcome back to Story Spot. Today's video is about Costa Concordia, a big and beautiful ship, a small version of life itself, a place full of people doing things. Before starting the video, kindly like the video and subscribe my channel if you're new here, so let's begin. Inside the Concordia ship, there were comfortable cabins, fancy restaurants, and large theaters with great shows. Quiet spas provided a peaceful break from the busy atmosphere. It was more than a ship. It was a place filled with dreams and hopes, a floating dreamland about to start a new journey. As the ship started its journey, the air was filled with excitement and joy. Laughter was heard everywhere. Everyone was excited. Each passenger was part of an exciting adventure. As the Concordia sailed into the sea, there was an uneasy feeling. The promise of unforgettable memories, both happy and scary, was in the air, but no one knew. Their dream trip was about to become a nightmare. Just a few hours into the trip, something bad happened. The fancy ship, Concordia, was moving smoothly through the calm waters of the Mediterranean Sea. It was an ordinary evening with the ship gently rocking with the waves. But suddenly, everything changed. A big crash with a hidden rock near Isola del Giglio in Italy turned the peaceful cruise into a scary situation. The crash wasn't just a small scratch, it ripped a massive 160-foot hole into the Concordia's side. Water started rushing into the ship through this giant hole really quickly. The big ship, which was once so strong, suddenly became weak and in danger. Shock took over the ship. It quickly turned into fear. The Concordia, a sign of luxury, dangerously tilted. The lights started flickering and then went out, leaving the ship in complete darkness. The earlier sounds of laughter and music were now replaced the scary noises of bending metal, rushing water, and the screams of scared passengers. The damage to the side of the ship was so bad it put the ship in serious danger. The water filling the ship forced it to tilt more and more until it was at a scary angle. They were racing against time. Then, the worst thing happened. The Concordia, once a sign of richness, flipped over. The great ship turned into a sinking mess, swallowed by the cold Mediterranean waters. Fear on the ship. Passengers and crew members were desperately looking for life jackets and boats, anything that would help them get away. Even in the midst of the fear and confusion, some people showed courage as they helped each other face the coming disaster. In just a short time, the Concordia went from a sign of luxury to a sinking mess. This night was the start of a sad time in maritime history, a night that would change the lives of those on board the Concordia forever. When the ship started to lean, everyone tried to get off quickly. The Concordia, which was once a symbol of luxury, turned into a scary and confusing place. The lights went out, making it dark inside. It was hard to find your way around because the ship was leaning so much. The lifeboats couldn't be used because the ship was tilted too much. But of this confusion, some people were very brave. Crew members and passengers made human chains to move around the sloping decks. Some even swam to the shore, even though it was a cold winter night in the Mediterranean. Despite their best efforts, not everyone survived. 32 people died. The world was very sad. These people came from different places and were on the Concordia for a happy journey. Their stories remind us that life can be unpredictable. They left behind dreams, their families, and a hole that can never be filled. This disaster didn't just take lives, it also broke apart families. Some people managed to escape, but were not so lucky. The story of the Concordia cruise is just about a ship that sank. It's also about how people can be brave when things go wrong. It shows us how ordinary people can do extraordinary things, and it reminds us how precious life is. Captain Francesco Schettino was in charge of the ship, and was to blame for the disaster that happened. Schettino, who had been a sailor for many years, was in charge of more than 4,000 people on the Concordia. His job was not only to sail the ship, but also to keep everyone safe. However, that night, his choices caused a disaster. When the Concordia hit a rock underwater, Schettino decided to change direction to get closer to the shore, a common practice. This was a big mistake. When the ship started sinking, Schettino made things. Instead of telling everyone to leave the ship immediately, he waited for more than an hour. This caused a lot of fear and confusion. When he did tell people to leave, it was too late for some. Everyone was shocked when he left the ship while hundreds of people were still on it, which is against the law. This was very different from the saying, "The captain goes down with his ship." His choices resulted in him being found guilty. In 2015, Schettino was found guilty of many things, including killing people, causing the shipwreck and leaving the ship. He was put in prison for 16 years. His punishment showed how important it is for a captain to be responsible and accountable. In the eyes of the court, the captain turning a trip into a nightmare. The Concordia cruise mystery is a strong reminder that the sea can be dangerous, and those who sail on it have a big responsibility. A responsibility that, in the case of the Concordia, was sadly not met. The Concordia sinking was a sad sight and a huge problem. The ship was near the coast of Isola del Giglio, and it was a big job to get it out of the water. Crews from many different countries worked for over 2 years non-stop. They were not only trying to remove the ship, but also trying to reduce harm to the environment. The ship had a lot of fuel, and it was in a protected marine area, which made things even more difficult. The job involved taking the fuel out of the ship, and then slowly tilting it back up. This is called parbuckling. Even when the ship was up again, there's still a lot to do. The Concordia was then floated and taken to Genoa port, where it was taken apart and recycled. The whole job cost a huge $2 billion, making it the most expensive salvage job ever. The disaster led to big changes in the cruise industry. New rules were made to make things safer, including better planning of routes and more thorough evacuation drills. The Concordia disaster showed the possible dangers in the sea. The local environment was badly hurt by the wreck. The ruins disturbed the delicate balance of the marine life, causing long-term harm to the seabed and the local animals. Work to fix the area is still going on, showing the lasting effects of the disaster. The Concordia, a sad reminder of the tragedy, and a stark warning of the dangers in the sea. It's a strong reminder of how powerful nature is and how important it is for us to look after it. The Concordia cruise disaster was a sad event that shocked everyone. The night started with fun and quickly turned into a terrible bad dream. The Concordia, a fancy exploring ship, met a scary end, causing the loss of 32 people. More looking into it showed many mistakes and things missed. The ship's captain, Francesco Schettino, got blamed for his careless behavior. This set an example for everyone in the industry. This disaster made the cruise sector make big changes to rules and plans. It showed how important it is to be ready, take responsibility, and value human life. It's a reminder to be ready and careful in everything you do. This sad event taught us important lessons about what can happen when you're not careful. The memory of the Concordia cruise disaster is still with us, reminding us of the sad results of not being careful. It also shows how important safety rules and the value of life are. The sad event reminds us of the lessons learned, how precious life is, and the bad results of not being careful. Although the memory of the Concordia cruise disaster still scares us, it also reminds us of the lessons learned. Lessons that, we hope, will stop a similar sad event from happening again. See you next time as we keep looking into the world's biggest mysteries. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you like this kind of historical and mysterious content, subscribe my channel and hit the notification button. See you in the next video.